Hi everyone, I'm recording this short video to demonstrate a web application that I recently built using Python and Streamlit. Uh, the idea behind this application is to give a head start to somebody who has some data set and wants to run some descriptive as well as predictive analysis on it. So this would give a head start to anybody who wants to, analyze and make some get some insights out of the data. So let's get started with the demo. So as soon as you land on this website, it will ask you to upload a data file. Right now it supports CSV format. So let me upload a data file. I'm uploading a sample data set called HR employee attrition data. So as soon as you upload this data, it will first of all give you the snapshot of the data itself. So how does the data look? What all features it has? Or how the different rows look like, and so on. Right. Along with it gives a quick snapshot of the features that are present. So right now you can see a list of features called age, attrition, business travel, daily rate, department, and so on. And along with it, you also see a F type, which is nothing but the feature type. So the application has identified that age is a numerical continuous feature versus attrition, which is a categorical feature and with two different categories. So any unique would tell how many different unique values are present in that feature. Similar lines, business travel is a categorical feature with three different categories and so on. So right now the application ignores any feature which is a string or a text, and takes care of all other numerical features and so on. And it does a good amount of data cleaning and in the background and so on. Yeah. It also takes care of date field. However, in this data, I don't have it, but if there is some date field, it would extract days, weeks, months, and so on from the date and use those as features. Okay, so continuing with the flow, so the application would require the user to provide a target feature that he's most interested in, and analyze and predict for that feature. So let me select one of the features from this list called attrition. It's a categorical feature. I'll also rerun the entire demo with the continuous feature also. Okay, let me click enter. So as soon as I click enter, it would do all the descriptive analysis based on this target feature. So it will plot univariate plots. So you can see the distribution of this particular feature. It has two different classes, and that's how the data is distributed. Uh, it also gives you a chi-square test of independence for this feature with all other different features. So it gives you these chi-square values of test of independence. And based on these chi-square values, I'm identifying what are my top three or four different features, both in continuous as well as categorical categories, and plotting these two-dimensional and three-dimensional plots. So right now you see a box plot with the target on x-axis and one of the independent feature on the y-axis. It does have histograms also, and you can see some trends, easily being caught in the plots. It addition to the in addition to the 2D plots, it also plots some 3D plots again. So you have two independent features on x and y axis, and target on the as a color. So you can expand this and see the plot bigger also. Along with histograms, box plots, it's plotting scatter plots also. Obviously, if you have continuous features, like in this case, monthly income and monthly rate are continuous, so you have those independent features on x and y axis. And color is my target feature, which is represented here as the color attrition. So you can see some trends showing up very nicely. So yeah, so after the 2D and 3D plots, I'm also finding out what are the anomalies in my data. So I'm using another Machine learning algorithm called forest, which identifies what are my anomalies in the data set, and this is based on all the different features that I have in the data. So right now it is showing all these red ones are being anomalies, and I'll get rid of these anomalies when I run my model. Right now it is showing top 2%, but it is configurable. We can define how many anomalies we want to get rid of. And then comes the modeling part. So having done some descriptive analysis the way I've shown, the next step would be to run predictive models. So we already know what the target is, and we have list of all independent features which we have been using for running our descriptive analysis. So right now, this currently runs 5 to 6 different machine learning algorithm. If this being a categorical target feature, I'm running a logistic regression. Otherwise, it would be a linear regression for continuous target and training. Yeah, so that was the happy moment when the training was complete and we had all these models ready. So it gives you a quick result on the training data. So you have all these models, and then you can see the performance metrics for all of these models on the training data with the default threshold of zero point 0.5. So you see accuracy, confusion metrics, precision, recall, F1 score, AUC score, and so on. With continuous target feature, these performance metrics would change. Yeah. I'm also identifying a threshold that would optimize my F1 score. So most of the time we have seen that the classification kind of problems are usually imbalanced data set, and just accuracy may not be sufficient. So F1 score or the AUC score are the more reliable scores that one should go after. So based on the new thresholds, I have new scores again. This is again on the training data. And then I'm also plotting these ROC plots for all these individual models that have been trained. So we have logistic regression, we have CART, we have random forest, neural network, XGBoost, and so on. Then I'm evaluating my models on the holdout sample of the test data. So in this particular flow, I have kept a split of 70 versus 30 for train and test. So these results are coming from the unseen data, which the model has not seen. And this is how it looks. And so again, this one is with the default threshold of zero point 0.5. But if I want to optimize it for F1, these are the thresholds that I've got from the training data set, and I'm reusing on the holdout of the test data set to see the results. And then these are my ROC curves for test data. Again, all those 5 or 6 different models. And in the last, it will also give you the features importance as to which feature is most important in identifying or in predicting the target feature, which is attrition in this case. And that's how you get all the feature list and importance. And finally, among all these 5 or 6 different models that we have tried, which is the best model that is giving the maximum ROC on the test data? So this was around when the target feature was categorical feature. Let's redo the entire stuff with a continuous feature. So I can either go upload a different data file, select a different attribute there, or I can just proceed with this and just update my target feature here. So suppose I want to predict monthly income in this case, which is a continuous feature. So let me copy monthly income and it's here and click enter. So it will do the entire process again. It will do univariate analysis. This being a continuous feature, you would see a description like this in terms of count, mean, min, max, and so on. And it will plot a histogram in this case. You can expand the histogram, right? So that's the distribution of monthly income. Then it is also checking if there are any outliers. So I can see 228 different outliers. So you see all this coming the extreme right. So this is different from what you were seeing when the target was categorical feature, right? So then comes the correlation matrix. So it is plotting correlation matrix of each of the independent features. And I mean, all independent as well as dependent features. Yeah. Again, nothing new here. Chi-square test, as we saw in the categorical target feature, we are running the exact same chi-square test for even for continuous feature also. And yeah, two-dimensional plots, three-dimensional plots, scatter plots, and so on. Right. So you see sometimes. So this is all the descriptive analysis. And then comes the again the anomalies. This would not change because this is irrespective of the target. So pretty much the same results. If you want to just highlight and see, you can see that. And then I'm again running. So in this case, this being a continuous feature, so I'm running linear regression, CART, random forest, XGBoost, and neural network. That remains the same. Yeah. So they work both on categorical as well as continuous targets. So it is taking some time. So let's wait and see how the results come up. Yeah. So the models are ready, and in this case, since the target is continuous, you would see a different set of performance metrics. So yeah, this time using R square values, MAE, root mean square error, and MAPE, mean absolute percentage error. Yeah. And it also plots actual versus predicted values plot. So blue one are the actual values, and the orange ones are the predicted values for each of different models. So this one is for sorry, for linear regression, then this one is for cart, and so on, right? So you see a very good prediction for XGBoost and so on. Talking about the test data, so similar kind of metrics for test data, and you see all those values populated. And again, similar plots on the test data this time. And again, feature importance. So, which feature is more important when it comes to predicting monthly income and so on? So, total working years, what is the job level, and so on. And this is the best model that predicted best among all the different models that you have tried. So that's pretty much on the demo. I hope you liked it. Thank you.